by popular request, the fire is lit, and tonight it's Zamboni to the rescue from 5-Minute Hockey Stories, available at any Coles and Chapters near you. Hockey fans may disagree about who is the best player in the NHL or which team deserves the Stanley Cup, but there's one star of the game that everyone loves to watch on the ice, the Zamboni machine. Believe it or not, the Zamboni wasn't invented because of hockey. It wasn't even invented in Canada. The Zamboni was born in hot and sunny California in a town called Paramount. In the 1930s, Frank Zamboni had a business in Paramount that made blocks of ice for people to use to keep their food cold. But once the household refrigerator was invented, Frank needed to find a new way to sell all his ice-making equipment. So in 1940, he built himself and the town a big ice skating rink, which he called Iceland. But he discovered that taking care of the ice was a big hassle. People used to fix bumpy, chewed-up ice on skating rinks by scraping it down with shovels. After the ice was scraped, it would be flooded with water. All of this was done by hand, and it took at least 6 people and about an hour and a half to finish. Frank Zamboni could resurface his ice only once a day. Frank decided to build a machine that would do all the refinishing steps at the same time. It was a big challenge. He built machine after machine, tinkering, adjusting, and improving, but he finally did it, and everyone who went to an on-ice skating rink, including all the NHL teams, loved his new invention. Since Frank Zamboni's very first machine in 1949, there have been many different designs, but the ones you see today usually work like this. As the Zamboni drives around the rink, a long, sharp blade under the machine slides over the ice, scraping off the top layer. This removes all the bumps and lumps that have built up. Next, the shaved ice is moved up and out of the way by 2 huge turning screws hidden inside the Zamboni. One moves from side to side, drawing the ice chips into the body of the machine. Then another big screw moves up, lifting the ice shavings into a big tank that is under the hood of the Zamboni, that big box in front of the driver. Under the Zamboni, sitting behind that big blade, are the water jets. These spray water across the ice surface. This water pushes out any dirt that's on the ice. It also fills in all of the scratches and holes that the skates have made. Then any extra water that is sitting on the ice is sucked back up into the machine by a built-in vacuum. After that, a very fine mist of hot water comes out from under the Zamboni and wets down the ice again. Then it is time for the final step. There's a very thin layer of water that is smoothed down by a huge piece of cloth that is attached to the very back of the Zamboni. As the Zamboni drives away, this new wet layer hardens up very quickly. The ice looks smooth and glossy. The Zamboni has done its magic. Then the Zamboni drives outside, where the big tank in the front is emptied, leaving a huge pile of snow. I'm thinking the penguins probably don't happen in every location, though. When the Zamboni is finished scraping down the average ice rink, it has produced enough shaved ice to make over 3,500 snow cones. Don't recommend that. Of course, over the years, other people have built and sold ice resurfacing machines, but hockey fans know there is nothing like Frank Zamboni's incredible invention. And that's the end of that story at 3.5 minutes. And it's funny because we refer to them all as Zambonis, and very often, if you look, they're a different brand. And Zamboni's referring to the brand, not just the machine. But it was patented by Frank Zamboni. So we're both kind of right on this one. I know when I talked about twin rinks in a video at one point, one of my friends pointed out she worked for the city of Chilliwack. She said they're Olympia machines, or something along those lines. And she was right, but I'm right too, because they're still called Zambonis. So whatever. It's fine. So there you go. There's a 5-minute hockey story that was shorter than 5 minutes. And I can't think about anything else to add when it comes to ice making machines. So I could give you guys 30 seconds of the fire, so you could really lose your eyes in the fire and feel sleepy, because that's the idea of this, is bedtime stories. And this was requested during the live stream because I don't understand why people want. I don't get it either. But this is a fun little book, and if you got little kids, the 5-minute stories are fun. There was one on Star Wars as well that I was thinking about buying, so I could start doing bedtime stories on the Entertainment Guy channel. We'll see how that works out. Anyways, with a few seconds to spare, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. I may have just dropped both of the boards on my leg, but it's okay. I have an extra somewhere. I will talk to you guys again soon.